Actually, I went to a very good high school, and I actually, the only accelerated or fast track class I took was English, actually, because I had a very caring English teacher in 8th grade, but I kept thinking to myself, because I just had this two gifts, not I guess gifts. I don't really like to talk about them like that, but I did a lot of I observed a lot of things when I was little. I did a lot of observing, and I did a lot of deciding what was a thing that I wanted to keep, and a lot of things that I would do differently. And both my parents are wonderful, wonderful people that would give the shirts off their back. And all of my family, and especially my father's side, and my grandmother, and they're deceased, and my father just died almost 2 years ago, and that
sorry for your loss.
Really, really, really destroyed me, because he was my rock. I would call him and not think I would make it, and he'd be like, "You don't try, you do." I mean, that was his, he was very he was very tough, and but as far as choosing for med, very quickly, towards the end of high school, there's a senior hall of fame where your picture and your story goes up for about 1 week in a little case. And I was a nobody in high school, and nobody, because I came from a parochial school to a just a regular public high school. And I got this thing in my locker that I was nominated to go into that Hall of Fame. And I thought, are you guys crazy? I use the word crazy, and I really shouldn't, but you shouldn't use the word crazy, but I use it a lot. But I thought, what? I thought it was a mistake. And I really had a very not a high opinion of myself. So I took it to the vice principal, and I said, "Is this a mistake?" And I said, "If it isn't," I said, I don't want to be in the Senior Hall of Fame. I don't deserve to be in the Senior Hall of Fame. I said, I haven't done anything at this school. I played soccer for a year. I said, and then I went right to work, and I never stopped working. I said, I don't deserve it. And he said, you're doing it, so take it and go. And I fought with him, and I said, he nominated me, and it was my an English teacher I had. And I was so scared to put that up there, the biography type, autobiography type thing, a little short page. And I thought if I wrote that I was going into college pre-med, people would laugh at me. Like, that girl's going to be a doctor, yeah, right. So I wrote that I was going to go into some profession where I was helping people. And it was my mother who said, I thought I would be an optometrist or something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Those are great professions. But she said, Alisa, well, how don't you just sign up and try pre-med, and you can always change. You know, if you don't like it or you don't feel comfortable, how about you just try it? Shoot high.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever. Because I would love to do that. That's what I wanted to do. I just thought I never deserved it. And those are seeds that were probably planted long, long ago. I said, all right. In the first semester, I got a 3.67. I was 0.03 points away from making honor roll. But I got that first semester grade, and I looked at it, and I remember immediately. I looked at that, and I said, I'll do this. I will get into medical school. No problem. No problem.
Wow.
And from that point on, most of my semesters were all 4.0s. I can remember the 2 B pluses I got and 1 B for a summer course where they didn't have B pluses. And I became very obsessed with being a perfectionist.
Okay. So here now, what I want to do is switch to your book, From Both Sides of the Chair. First of all, that's a unique title.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the title?
I have to give that credit, the actual credit for the final title to my significant other of 13 years who put up with a lot. Because dealing with somebody who has a mental illness is very difficult. And the original title, because I remember the exact time I decided to write this book, the exact time, the exact circumstance where I was sitting, I remember everything. And I decided, and it was 25 years ago. I've been working on this for 25 years. And it was originally going to be called Playing the Hand You're Dealt, which is not really descriptive of what it's about. And we played around with the titles, and she said, well, how about From Both Sides of the Chair? Because it really, truly is exactly what it says, because I will be, to my knowledge, the first person to fully come out of, right now is the time that I am fully coming out and saying to the world, I am a psychiatrist, a medical doctor who has suffered from a mental illness since 1991. At the same time, I was a psychiatrist treating mental illness. So I was like looking in the mirror the whole time. The only problem was it was very complicated, and it changed my life because of and this is where I want to change things, and I want to make a difference, because the people who write these things, the new DSM and all that stuff, are just a tad bit out of touch. And because of the misdiagnosis, I went through, I would say, hell between 1994 and 98. And it was good. It served its purpose. The struggle taught me so much. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because I wouldn't know all I know now. And I have to give so much thanks and gratitude to my patients. I just am so deeply thankful to them for the privilege that they gave me to treat them. Because they taught me so much that books really don't. I do feel a little embarrassed because I was an idiot between 94 and 98. But I am very grateful.
Well, that's a tremendous. That's tremendous. Just in regards to just that part of your story currently, and it's of course ongoing, because of course that would not be typical, of course. And like you mentioned, for those who allowed you to help them, of course you have firsthand knowledge of really how they are feeling, and thus that title is very apropos from both sides of the chair. Now I can see exactly where that comes from. So let me ask you this, because we want to make sure that the audience gets to hear just some of it. Now, of course, we can't give all the juicy parts and things of that nature, but there are a few things I want you to be able to discuss as we have time. In regards to anxiety, in regards to depression, how does your book, first of all, address both of those, just the terminologies of those words, and then let's just start with that, and then I'm gonna ask you a secondary question. So how will your book address anxiety and depression?
Well, it definitely will, quote unquote, address it. I feel like I have to write an encyclopedia of books at this point, because these are complicated subjects, and it's very rare to see someone come in depressed and not have had an experience or have problems with, either currently or in the past, problems with anxiety. And I in almost a good number of the patients who present to doctors, whether they be psychiatrists or because of cultural issues, they feel more comfortable presenting to their primary care doctors. And that's why I feel very strongly and wanted to go, design something where I could go to primary care offices and educate them, because it's not their fault. I don't know how they do the job they do. I am in awe of all that they do, all the medications and things that they have to know. And so if I can contribute a little bit of knowledge, I always wanted to, because, again, I just really felt that education was so important, because a lot of people feel more comfortable going to their primary care doctors for help with mental illness issues. And I will touch on that because that plays a role in suicide. I remember that after I became ill, and I remember the exact point of that, when I realized I was ill. And I will deal with that. I It was